Alright folks, welcome back to the channel. It's Fuzzy here. I hope you're all having an absolutely amazing day. Today we're going to be continuing our custom tactics series. If you're new around here, we upload these every single Monday. Basically I test tactics through the week. I always test a range of formations and tactics, find the best one through the week, use it in foot champs, and then upload it whenever it's good. If it is good tactics, I upload it. If not, we find alternatives and we keep testing until we get something that works. Today, as you can tell by the title, thumbnail and everything, we're going to be taking a look at the 5-2-1-2, probably my favourite formation in the past 12 months of FIFA. I absolutely loved it at the start of FIFA 21. It fell off a little bit whenever the 5-3-2 meta came around, and then some shifts in the 5 back didn't really work as well. 3 and 5 at the back have been good this year, but I think until the recent patch they weren't as strong as they had been previously. This recent patch though has changed everything. The 5-2-1-2 is insanely good. Myself, a guy in the Discord, I'm good friends with, I'll link his Twitter down below. He plays an elite 1900 plus skill rating. He was using them, picking up wins with ease. The Discord's down below if you want to join that. You'll see us discussing these tactics and everything. But we'll dive into the video now, guys. If you do enjoy it, please do leave a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button and let's look at the 5-2-1-2 custom tactics. This is a team that we used for it. I will note I did pack Jonathan David untradeable, so I think we're going to run this team moving forward. Everyone on 10 chem except Koulibaly, pretty nice. But as this is the team I used, I wanted to sort of try and keep it straight so you guys know exactly how my personnel is. And yes, we've got 4 defenders, but we're on the 5 back. So let's dive into it. I'll say this formation is relying a lot on press and sort of pushing. So you can see here, press after possession lost, 35 width. This is mainly for the centre backs. I found if once you sort of pass that 40 width mark, like although you've got 3 centre backs, you can still get absolutely ruined by 3 balls. So 35 width keeps them kind of tightly packed together, just does a really good job. We're playing 70 depth. I said in the last video, right now anything below 70 depth for me just feels like I'm pinning myself back and letting the opponent just basically dominate me in the game. I just don't like it. So we're running 70. I found that to be a really nice sweet point. Obviously we've got 5 at the back and we need the wing backs to push up and get involved, so playing that higher depth, it helps reduce what would have been like a gap in the system. So last year my only gripe with the 5-2-1-2 was that depending on the transition play you would sometimes get little sort of gaps between how the team builds up. Being able to actually change depth this year and play 70 helps fix that a lot. There's still the odd instance, but that's like the only sort of plaguing issue you'll get with the system. Outside of that, fantastic. We're playing fast build up and forward runs, which I have mentioned in other videos I haven't been as big a fan of. But again, since the patch, I feel it's a little bit more effective. I find the runs that they actually make are just like they're actually beneficial. It's not just like having 5 players randomly run down. They actually feel like it's like AI being smart with the runs. Plus, with how we set the wing backs up, having forward runs on for them actually helps them go even further. So it does play very much like you've got like left mid and right mid rather than left wing back and right wing back. But then they get back in defend too. 47 width here on the offense. I like 47 width for the offense. I have previously been trying to keep the defensive width and the offensive width kind of similar. Decided to go against the grain this time, and I'll tell you what, this team played really well. Obviously it is a narrow formation outside of the wing backs, so then playing that 47 width, well, it's not incredibly wide, you're not getting it too narrow and shrunk down, so it's very nice and balanced with the passing opportunities. 4 players in box, 1 corner and free kick. You guys know why. You know, fucking corner glitches and that. This is how we lined up in game. So what we should do, we shifted Darmian from right back to centre back. Darmian has the work rates for it. He's 6 foot. He's got great defending. You put an anchor on him, he's got great pace. He's one of the best centre backs I've used. I still stand on the fact that if I run 4 at the back, I like to have 2 proper centre backs. But I find when you play 3 centre backs now, you can easily get away with 1 full back at centre back. I have played people who are running a 4-man back line with all full backs, and they get obliterated because the defensive awareness still does take a hit. So I'm saying when you got a 3 back, you can kind of rely on 2 core big centre backs with great stats. Get a full back who has good enough like defensive awareness, like as close to 90 as possible, so even when that takes a hit, still works well. Deleon's the left wing back. Politano at right wing back actually did a tremendous job. What I like in these systems is, as the wing backs are set up slightly differently, I like having a actual fullback and then a winger who can do defensive work. And Politano may have to show his stats. he's small and he's weak, but he has good defensive awareness, and he just gets up and down the pitch. And then whenever you're attacking, he's fantastic. It surprises me, but I mean, maybe he just knows that's how they play in Syria. He gets back in tracks. We're playing Barella and Aouar as your centre mids. You don't want an actual defensive mid here. You might be able to get away with someone like Zakaria because of the work rates, but I feel like you want a box to box like Barella. You want that Modric card who's medium, the winter wildcard Modric. Even the Milinkovic Savage, his winter wildcard. You want cards like that here. I'm trying to think, like if that new Jorginho, the team of the year Jorginho, the De Bruyne, either of those work absolutely insanely at this spot. Your right centre mid is who's going to be your more attacking player. So we've gone for Aouar in here. I do say Barella's high, Aouar's high medium, and it works really well. I would say the issue with playing maybe Zakaria in the Barella role is he's high medium. I think you want a medium or a high there, and then you want a high medium in a Aouar spot. The cam we're using Ginola. 5 star. With how the cam works in this system, they get a lot of goal scoring opportunities. They're absolutely vital in build up play, so that 5-star weak foot is crucial. And we got Martinez and Muriel as the strikers. I mean, it just makes sense. So instructions wise, here we go. I have the keeper on comes for crosses and sweeper keeper, and I know we have mentioned so many times in videos, I was thinking about testing this, but I love this. Lafont is a fantastic keeper, the 84. Like if you got him as a red pick, which most people did, just use him. He is a nuts goalkeeper this year. I just found that with playing a 3 back and the 70 depth, sometimes what would happen with it's always been a FIFA, people would just sort of punt the ball over the top, and if the keeper stays on his line, then they'll have time to control the ball and take the shot, and most of the times they score. What I found here was almost 10 out of 10 times that ball coming over, and it takes that bounce when it's going to land, say, on the edge of the box, and normally then the goalkeeper still just sat there like, oh, I don't know what to do, and their striker gets the ball, maybe your centre back chases him, he takes a touch and scores. In this case, Lafont was coming out, snatching that ball up, and allows me able to go on a counter attack. So definitely worth trying out. I'm going to be using it in all my formations moving forward to see how it works with different 4 at the backs, 3s, 5s, stuff like that. And I'll keep you guys updated. The centre backs are all default. We don't change anything. That's as expected. The wing backs. So Delaney, who is our defensive wing back, is on join the attack and overlap. Now, what I will say with how this system runs, you can use the right wing back as your defensive player with the left wing back as your guy who's going to get forward even more. In that respective, then you want to swap the 2 centre mids round for how the cover works. But just keep that in mind. I prefer it being this way with the defensive guy on the left, the attacking guy on the right. I just feel it works better. It's one of those things. But he's joined the attack and overlap because you want these guys to get forward. But I want Delaney to also be able to track back and not overstep too much. That changes for Politano. I have him on join the attack, overlap, and step up. Because he's more attacking, I'll show you what step up does. You step up and you mark the opposing attackers tighter when they're free to receive a pass. Now, we're playing press after possession loss, so these guys are already pressing, but I found Politano, despite not even having the best defensive stats, he was pressing with press after possession loss, and he was stepping up into those positions. So there's a lot of times I was winning the ball with Politano, being able to make a pass to either Barella or Aouar, and send Politano on the run, go down, cut back, score. Really, really good system. I will say you don't want to use the likes of that Verde here, who is medium low. You want ideally a high medium player who can defend. I'd say Politano works for it. He's probably the worst sort of player to use for because he is weaker, but he's got the defensive stats. Works a treat. I found that absolutely incredible. If you go to Barella, he is just stay on edge of box and cover centre. No stay back, and this is key. You've got 3 defenders. You've got full or wing backs that are going to get back. Don't make the mistake that I think many people and myself did last year and put this guy on stay back. It's just not worth it. Get a high or medium. I think high is better, but the likes of the Modric would work. Get a high player. I think the E6 Barella in form is really, really cheap. He's perfect for it. Pick him up, stay in the box, cover center. He's just going to be up and down the pitch the entire game for you where you need him to be. It works a treat. We went on to Ginola, but back onto Aouar, get forward and get into the box across. This isn't much of a surprise if you guys have been watching my videos. I like a centre mid to be on this. Helps a lot with build-up play. Aouar is getting involved in the edge of the box, making runs into the box, just everything. He didn't necessarily score as many goals because I got a bit better at creating the chance creation to try and get that better scoring opportunity. So whilst I was getting a war into the box of the ball, I wasn't necessarily just popping shots. I was taking that bit of time and then doing a little dink pass into one of the strikers, and it worked really well. The Cam, who I think is probably for me was the most crucial player in this team. Obviously, the two strikers will get on to, and you want them to bang goals in, but the Cam was, man, everything worked around Genoa in this system. And as I said, I put it on my Twitter, it's down below if you want to follow me. The Cam role is vital in this system. This made me actually give me a reason to use Genoa. I didn't like him as a striker, I didn't like him as a left mid, but I found as a Cam, on stay forward, free roam, and get into the box across, he worked a treat. I think the free roam is huge here because it is very much the Cam and the strikers, and you're waiting for the wing backs to get up. That free roam means he'll roam from the left to right where needed for the space whilst the Ward's getting forward and whilst Barella is sort of roaming in the midfield. It just works fantastic for creating opportunities. I highly recommend it. The left striker is going to be, if it lets me go on to the left striker first of all, I don't know if it will. Here we go, let's see. The left striker, yeah, there we go. Fully balanced. You don't touch the left striker. And what I will note with this is they're not going to score as many goals, but for how the system works, this is what you want to do. I tested actually putting tactics on him, and the build-up wasn't as good. Scoring opportunities weren't as good. I think when you put too many tactics on the team, or sorry, too many instructions on the team, it can sort of mess with the AI. And I found Martinez, and I also had Werner playing here when I was testing Jorginho for a couple of games. Worth a treat, absolute treat. I think the high medium players, you don't want a high here, you want a high medium or a high low, because they roam that space well. The right striker is your main guy, your main goal scorer. I think I actually changed Martinez and Muriel around after a little point when I realized how good Martinez was at finishing. But your right striker is your main guy. Stay central, get him behind, stay forward. This is the person who, if you know they're going to bag goals, if you can, when they're on a one-on-one, when they're breaking through a shot from a tight angle, this is the player that you want to be like, I know I can score 99% of the time in this situation. So whether that's your Timmy or Mbappe, for me it was Muriel and Martinez. I used them mixingly. Actually, I played Werner in the right striker spot with Muriel in the left striker spot. It just dawned on me. And this was because obviously Werner's got even better pace, and he's just a nuts card. But Martinez, if you haven't completed him yet, you put a hawk on him, he just shoots and scores. But that's the tactics of the 5-2-1-2. I know it went a little bit longer this time, but I think the system needed me to actually explain each position. I know there wasn't much gameplay. That's something we need to work on actually capturing. Whenever I do string, I managed to get clips to include, but fortunately we've not been able to get the stream up the past week or so. Hopefully that'll be back to normal. But guys, that's the video. 5-2-1-2 tactics. Let me know down below how you get on with these, what you think of them, and is there any changes you guys think I should have made, if you've tested them a bit, any sort of tweaks you think. But this has been my favourite formation without a doubt over the past year or so. I was sad for the first few months that this system didn't work as well, and I'm really, really happy now that it does. This is a system where I'm going to go on and test other formations. This formation is always going to be in my custom tactics now, and I'll flick into it whenever I need to get back in a game, if I need to get hold of a game, stuff like that. So let me know what you think. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. It just helps me know that you are appreciating this content, and it helps the algorithm, so you know that's handy. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can get the YouTube partner program. Just be transparent with you guys. That's the aim right now. It'll help me out a lot. It gives me different opportunities, and I can help then start to make different content too. And that's me for today. Hopefully you guys get on with these tactics. Hopefully you get some extra wins, and hopefully you've been packing Team of the Years, because I packed one. I packed Cancelo tradable. He got sold. That's why we've got coins now. And we look to upgrade the team because Future Stars has been late. I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a certain centre back that I want to buy, so I'm saving the coins for that. I need to upgrade Barella to the headliners. I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.